Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great day so far. Davis Martin here with you. Now, let's talk about some recent price action as we have closed up the first day of the trading week and following through the rest of the week. Very important stuff to keep an eye on all the time. Here's yesterday's price action on SPY. First of all, yesterday morning, carrying over from yesterday morning, I hope you liked my insight on that 50-day something moving average line support, which I hit on yesterday morning. SPY held it and popped right off of it, all right? Yesterday was an interesting day for markets. So on SPY calls, which is what I traded yesterday morning, short-term SPY calls, I made about $1,200 in a fairly short amount of time on the trade. Again, following up from yesterday, the hardest part about, as a veteran on my SPY trades of the day, the hardest part is not the actual trade itself. The hardest part is prepping for the trade. And then when you start off the first week of a trading week, in which, the first day of a trading week, in which premiums can be a little expensive and, you know, markets are just opening up after taking a rest over the weekend, basically, right? When you let things settle in and you're up $1,200 already to start the week on a well-planned, well-executed trade, my mindset at this point in my career in the market, my mindset isn't, how am I going to make 10 grand today? Go, go, go. Gimme, right? That's a rookie mistake. That's a rookie state of mind. My mindset is, well, I'm not giving any of that back. All right. Been there, done that. It sucks. So my mindset is I'm going to protect that here on a trading day. What separated yesterday from the average Monday, if you noticed at all, I certainly noticed, is right when I went ahead to get a watch list out as I was gathering a watch list after having made my SPY trade, right? Right when I identified the 3 picks that I wanted to put on my watch list and their exact option contracts as well, markets were up like 1%, 1.5%. All right, so that's cool and everything. Green markets is basically what that means. The VIX, the volatility index, the market's fear index was up 5% or just shy of it at some points, all right? So think about it this way. Why are markets green? Everyone's excited. You know, the bulls are out and stuff like that. Newer traders and CNBC might be talking about green markets. All right, they all love to talk. Everyone loves to talk about that stuff when it happens. But why is the market's fear index up more by percentage than markets are? That is a warning sign to me. That is a signal of be patient, protect those profits. And, you know, we've got the rest of the day. So I'm talking about, you know, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time and stuff like that when that was taking place. Got the entire rest of the day. No need to force anything. So place a couple bids as the day played out. And that's fine. I tell members what I'm bidding, what I'm wanting to bid at the exact price on the exact option contract itself before I get in. All right. So if I'm about to place a trade, about 30 minutes before, I text everyone and let everyone know in the membership of Triple Threat Trader. All right. And that was fine and everything. But markets just were kind of in an iffy spot with being up as much as they were yesterday. The VIX being up 5% is something which should happen when markets are down 2-3%, all right? Not when markets are up 1.5%. I hope that makes sense. But like I said yesterday morning, there's a lot going on out there. A lot of stuff came out over the weekend that was a little unique to markets, if you will. I mean, some football players that tested positive for COVID. I mean, these guys are like 30 years old and obviously in great physical condition. These guys are, you know, running for touchdowns in the NFL. You know, it's not like they're in bad shape or anything, which caused them to test positive. So, you know, a little bit of a interesting start to the week. We'll see. But as we head into today, I'm glad I didn't pick up I'm glad I didn't go heavy overnight last night. I already spoke about that a little bit. Markets were a little dangerous, if you will, with the VIX up 4.5% yesterday. And then on top of that, you've got markets up 1.5%. It should be the other way around. Markets should be down when the VIX is up, all right? That's the normal correlation. So Apple, their iPhone, this is the most analyzed researched stock week over week based on verified data in the tech sector. This is Apple. Everybody knows Apple, all right? This one, when it moves one direction or another, the NASDAQ tends to follow it. Same with Microsoft, Amazon. If you think about how much money these companies are worth by market cap, it's like way too much money for the markets to ignore when they move. They've got their iPhone 12 day coming up next week, all right? So if I can get this one off a support level on the right option contract with the right amount of expiration time attached at the right price, of course, this is a tech stock I'm looking at if it holds support here. All right. It's sitting pretty nicely. I'll let the market open up and do its thing this morning. We're pretty flat right now as I'm speaking. Now, in the world of finance, I've noticed a lot of what's called rotation, sector rotation. All right. So what that means in this case is money has actually been moving out of the blue chip world into the small cap world. And what do I mean by that? Okay, well, that's been reflected by the volume and price action of both the NASDAQ, which is tech heavy, all right, and the Russell 2000 or the IWM, which is small cap heavy, all right? The Russell 2000 small caps, those stocks are not JP Morgan Chase. They're not Amazon, all right? They're not Walmart. They're not even Home Depot, okay? So, okay. Whenever I talk about Home Depot, it reminds me of that movie, Old School. KRE, S&P Regional Banking Exchange Traded Fund, okay? So this is, in the small cap world, regional banks. So smaller regional banks are known for their, nice, tight-knit relationships with their customers, all right? Whereas Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs probably aren't. They're simply way too large, and they have way too many dollars to manage with way too many different accounts to manage, right? Not to mention trading floors and all that stuff. The regional banks are just smaller by market cap, by business model, and by customer interaction, okay? And therefore, they have smaller market caps. They are in the small market cap fund, which is the Russell 2000 or the IWM. KRE is a lower risk way to trade within those regional banks because it's an exchange traded fund, not an individual stock. So what that means in the small cap world especially is it doesn't carry that infamous small cap reputation of getting an offering or getting an upgrade or a downgrade or, going berserk off of one rumor or another only to give it all back. Huge short float, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? A lot of the small caps are like that. I don't know how many of you have traded small caps before. If you haven't, that's perfectly fine. But these companies will just out of blue go out and do offerings all the time, all right? And unfortunately, it wipes out a lot of traders. I personally don't trade them, those like $3 to $5 stocks. I don't trade those, all right? With the exception of catalyst plays. Those I will trade. I'll use the options on them because they light up. They light up like literally a nice, awesome campfire for those of you who enjoy being outdoors by the water in the summer or something like that. They just light up like a big old, campfire by a lakeside or something like that when there's unusual options activity going on and there's something backed by it. Digital Ally, DGLY, it's a great example of one. It's like a $2.50 stock, but it had a lot to do with some recent events in both Minnesota and Louisiana. All right, stock skyrocketed both times. They make body cameras for police. So KRE, regional banks, back to the point there. Apple, iPhone 12 day coming up. KRE, regional banks, which just off of sector rotation themselves, a lot of money has been pouring into the small cap world. You can see that right here. 1, 2, 3. Watching for a base off of support and further continuation, all right? Look at all this volume piling in here on these volume bars. That alone, plus all this green price action, should give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm touching on. All right. So, ladies and gents, SPY, Apple, KRE, SPY, AAPL, KRE. All right. Good names to keep an eye on as we head into today. I'm going to get to my SPY trade of the day with members. Thanks for your time this morning.